just depends on Wilder. You know, if Wilder's there and he's got his mojo back, and you know he's not this lackluster, you know, like he's not interested anymore, then if he can get back to his old ways, he'll probably he could flatten Zhang. But if Zhang's really up for it and he's in the gym, I think Zhang puts me in the mind of a lazy fighter. You know, he relies on his one-punch power. You know, and if that's the case, he's going to come undone against Wilder, because Wilder's fit, we know, he's got experience there. So again, I'd have to favour Wilder because of the other ones coming in, not in that great condition. But if he's got the bit between his teeth, Zhang can be a big problem for Wilder.
Depends what Wilder we get, man. Depends what Wilder we get. But the last Zhang we saw was pretty slow against Parker, but he does carry power. So I think we're seeing a knockout, but I don't know which way.
Zhang annoys me, you know, because I don't even think he really should have his losses on his record. He should, but he almost put them there himself, because he takes his foot off the gas, he's in complete control, and then he probably overestimates how much control he's in.
Is that age as well?
Is it age? I don't know. It might just be just complete complacency, because for the first 6, he looks good in every single fight, and then down the stretch, maybe there's a question mark over fitness and how much he rates his engine, but I don't even know if it's an engine thing, because he just, for second halves of fights sometimes, he just refuses to punch. I couldn't believe like the punch output in the second half of the Parker fight, and it just made me kind of wonder how hungry he is, you know, or maybe is his corner not telling him that he needs to be a little bit more urgent with how much he's punching. All he needs to do, he doesn't even need to land bombs. He's such a big imposing figure that just stay on the front foot and put the stick out, throw a couple of shots here and there, and he's accurate, fast. He's got all the attributes to win all these fights. I mean, Hrgovic won dubious, even the Parker one dubious, but I just personally think he should still have too much for Wilder. I think technically he's quite sound, and I think technically Wilder's not great, and I think I'm going to say Zhang stops Wilder.
I believe that if Zhang trains for it, I think he'll knock him out. I think he's underrated on the counter. Zhang, he drops back and throws a good right hook, drop backhand as well. So Wilder's been hit. He's been nailed a few times from southpaws over the years. Spilker gave him problems. Ortiz was, not what he was. What he was 10, 15 years before, and he still gave him a lot of problems. So I feel like if Zhang's up for it, it'll be hard for Wilder to resurrect his career, because that last performance was abysmal.
I think with that one I lean towards Deontay Wilder. I think that Deontay was really poor last time. Zhilei Zhang was all over Joe Parker, and then he sort of went to sleep, and Parker was really good towards the end. It's a great fight. I lean towards Wilder with that one.
It's a problematic fight for Wilder, because even if he gets his head out of whatever soporific state he was in Costa Rica, finding true karma and love, if he gets himself back in the mood of being a fighter and hits him, I'm not sure his massive punch can take Zhang out. So I think he's got a problem going into that fight. He's liable to be hit a lot himself, and he's liable to find that this guy doesn't go down. Hrgovic hit him with dozens of massive blows, and he just came walking forward and hit him back. That's a big problem for Wilder, and if you can't stop him, I think he'll lose heart and lose the fight.
And Zhang is fighting somebody who's a southpaw, a little bit square, right and straight there. And the one thing, if he lands that shot, he could be on his way out, gone, everything. If he lands that shot, he can turn your lights out, which is why we want to see Deontay Wilder in fights, and which is why this is such a really good fight. But I'm like that with all these fights. I don't know, because if you're going on last performances, then I don't think Wilder's got anything left. But he might just come out and think, I've got one round in me, I'm gonna let you have it. And if he lands it, there you go. I don't know. I would say that Zhang's probably a slight favourite. Because he looks a little bit more resilient. I know he's slow, but he's actually got faster hands than what you think. I would say Zhang's the favourite.
I think that fight ends in a knockout. I can't see it going any other way. One of the issues for the guys is they fade and they die off in the second half of the fight, and someone's going to get knocked out. Probably the one that unravels first.
Deontay Wilder, fair play. Let me just say a massive big up to Spencer Brown. He gives me a phone call and he goes, "Oh yeah, Spence, I've got someone on the phone for you," and then I get to speak to Deontay Wilder. Yeah, I mean, you know, me and he's been beefing for years. Cause I'm back in the Brits, but Deontay Wilder is a cool bro, and if he's on it, I got Deontay Wilder knocking out Zhang, but he has to be on it, because if he's not, he's gonna come a cropper. But the thing about it is that Zhang has trouble with boxers. Deontay Wilder is not that archetypal boxer, right? They're trying to get him to box now. They know. Let Wilder stay to who he is. Wilder by name, Wilder by nature. Go do your thing. So on that, it's a toss-up. It's very difficult. It wouldn't surprise me if Zhang comes out victorious, but I want Wilder to win simply because he could still be in there, and there's something in the back of my mind that I could still see Wilder being a big player, end up fighting AJ for a massive fight. That's what I see.
Hey, listen, Malik Scott's a good friend of ours. I trained with him out in LA. He's gutted to not have shared the ring with Deontay. I'm a fan of Deontay's. He brings the fire, he brings the smoke. I would love to see him knock this big China man out. You know, he's the big, awkward, horrible man that no one wants to get in there with. And Parker just got in there and done a job on him, hit and moving, and showed really what people, you know, to beat him. That's what he needs to do. But I think Deontay's same sort of size to him, obviously a little bit lighter. He's going to bring that explosive energy, and you know, as long as he keeps away from that big back left hand, I think he could knock him out. Yeah, it'd be interesting.
Yeah, and again, it depends what Zhang shows up, and it depends what Wilder shows up. If he does the same what he done last time, then I favour Zhang, and if Zhang goes a bit overweight, so again, it's a 50-50.
I don't know. Joseph Parker was absolutely brilliant against Wilder. He nullified his movement, he nullified the right hand, his movement was good. You got a great trainer in Andy Lee, but it's sort of like making excuses, but it seemed like something was off with Deontay that night, because whether you rate him as a boxer or not, he lets his hands go. He's never afraid to let his hands go, even when he's in trouble. Like he showed against Lewis Ortiz, he's never afraid to let his hands go. Against Parker, he seemed to be hesitant, so maybe they are... Malik Scott's trying to turn him into a bit of a boxer, which doesn't suit him at all. He's a powerhouse merchant, he lets him hands go. Zhang, I didn't think was great against Parker either. Again, from no excuses on Zhang, Parker was brilliant, but I think he's going to come in a bit like that. I think Wilder's going to come out a bit more old style Wilder, which I hope so. So we wait and see. It could be a case who lands first. I'm going to go Wilder. Maybe because I'm a massive fan of Wilder, but I'm not sold.